Hello,
Hello, everyone.
welcome to Global Hack Week. We're super excited to see everyone.
So I see that we had Jatamer. Hi, Jatamer. Welcome again. So nice to see you. Welcome, everyone. How was day three? Tell us a lot about your day. Did you learn something new? Did you have fun while playing mini games? Hi, Skitty. Hi, man. Hi, everyone. Welcome again. Welcome. So nice to see you all.
Yes. Also, but it's someone else saying hello.
Hello, Rahul.
Hello.
Welcome again, Rahul.
Hello from Tucson. Oh,
Oh,
I think we
people
just both
from
Tucson.
Arizona. Oh, are you exhausted? What are you exhausted? Exhausted? Hi, man.
Are you just watching too many streams or doing too many
Yeah,
shows?
maybe. Hackers love to overnight a lot.
Yes. Yeah, I'm always like super tired after a hackathon all nighter. That's like when I like get the best sleep because I'm so
Yeah,
exhausted.
totally, 100%. Hi, Skitty. Welcome back.
Hello.
Okay, so what do you think if we just go again and welcome everyone? Hi to all the people who are watching us. Welcome again to the day four of Open Source Week. Like before getting into day four, we're going to meet like our your emulators. So my name is David. I'm a coach at Major League Hacking. I'm a really cat lover, and I'm the self-claimed official Mexican food advocate. So if you like tacos, if you want to learn anything about flautas, memelas, churros, or things like that, you can just send me a DM, and we can talk about Mexican food. So if you want to learn anything about uh, cool Veracruzan cuisine and things like that, just send a message.
That all sounds delicious. You're making me very hungry before lunch. My name is Gabriella. I'm also a coach here at Major League Hacking. I just got off my open source and education stream. And a fun fact about me is that both my parents used to be history teachers. So now I watch way too many documentaries. The most recent one I watched was this like series on like New York City with my dad. There was like a whole like episode on just like rats in New York City. It was like kind of funny. But yeah, so we want to check in and see how everyone's day three went. You could like drop in the chat favorite streams, how your challenges are going. We'd love to hear about it.
So you all claim your digital rewards by contributing to open source. So remember to claim them. So we have here Arun Kumar. So Arun had the Major League Hacking Hacktoberfest badge from MLH. So if you want to have another bad digital badge on holopin.io, just go there, keep claiming your points, keep doing keep watching streams, keep clearing your challenges that you have at MLH Global Hack Week at MLH.io, and you can win a lot of things. As some MMJS Mohit is saying, it is going good. Have some backlogs in terms of completing some challenges. I think this one is for you.
Why was I watching a documentary about rats in New York City? Because my dad put it on. That's why. I was going to New York, and he decided that was the best thing to put on for me before I got my flight to LaGuardia. So that was that was why. Um, Also, for the check-in link, I'm dropping that in the chat before we get any further. But also, yesterday, y'all deployed some containers on DigitalOcean, which is super exciting to see. And oh, here's a picture of like a sample Docker file. So it's really cool to see everything you're able to learn throughout Global Hack Week. And also, we just finished discussing how open source can help in the field of education. I love talking about and just like having cool discussions with everyone at Global Hack Week on kind of like social sciences and tech and like how they intersect. This is a great conversation talking about open source and technology and kind of like how it can be used to augment the current like ed tech space.
So what's happening today? So we're going to talk about it like right now. But if you want to watch it like the full schedule, like you to just don't remember what is going on and to pick which streams you want to watch, you can access to ghw.mlh.io/schedule, so you can see all the things and the cool events that are going to happen today. So first we had Nofal. Nofal is going to talk about open source showcase. He's going to explore some open source projects. And so if you want to explore some new and awesome open source projects about your favorite things, just make sure to join NoFall at 1 p.m. ET or 10 and a half PT at IST our time.
And then after that, you can join Lavanya for an overview of open source security tools. This sounds really interesting. We kind of talked about security just recently in ed tech, and this will be at 3 p.m. Eastern or 12:30 a.m. IST.
And you can join Gabriela
Yeah.
at the Light Mini event. So can you tell us a little bit about that mini event? What is Light Mini event?
Yes. So here you can kind of revisit your front end development skills. We'll be playing a game. This one is going to be hosted in one of the Discord voice channels. I'll let you know which voice channel that'll be in the announcements. This will just be kind of a fun game to like brush up on your front end skills. And this will be at 5 p.m. today, Eastern, or 2:30 a.m. IST.
Okay. So also, if you want to learn about how to make your first contributions, how to learn about what open source is and how you can contribute to open source projects and open source documentation, you can join me at 6 p.m. ET or 2:30 a.m. IST, and we're going to learn a lot of things about open source, how to use GitHub code spaces for contributing, and also I damp my slides with a cool old series called the Puffy Amiyumi Show. So if you love that series from Cartoon Network, join me and we're going to learn a lot.
That sounds cool. Then after that, you can join Will for an Intro to Python workshop. This will be at 8 p.m. Eastern or 5:30 p.m. or 5:30 a.m. India Standard Time. So this will just be like a brief overview of basic Python fundamentals.
And I don't know if this is the final one. Let me double check that. But Neofol is going to host a mini event of Scriblio. So if you want to play and have a lot of fun with Scriblio to draw some random things and try to demonstrate that you're a big artist and a hacker, you can join Neofol at 9 a.m. ET or 6:30 p.m. IST.
This is a really fun event. I always love the Scriblio games.
Yeah, Scriblio is like the classic one.
Yes. And then you can join Dimmer at 10 a.m. Eastern or 7:30 p.m. IST. This is the second part of their open source game development like technical series. If you missed the first part, you were in class or you were asleep or something, you can always go back to YouTube and watch through the first part of any series as they're all uploaded to YouTube and Twitch after our streams.
Yesterday, hackers were going crazy for Dimmer. Like again, it's Kitty is he was screaming Dimmer.
Yes.
Like Dimmer is one of the most famous coaches right now.
Dimmer streams are pretty epic, I have to say.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. So also finally we have Biniyak and San who are going to host the next today at Global Hack Week Day 5. So if you want to get to know like all the events and all the streams that are going to happen tomorrow at Day 5, you can join them tomorrow at 12 p.m. ET or 9:30 p.m. IST.
Yes. Same time tomorrow, doing the same thing, but for day 5.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, you can just send them right now at in the chat. So don't worry about it. Like we can answer any of your questions. Uh, okay, so we have a comment here. All the bands are amazing, but finding it difficult to adjust with the accents of all the coaches. The great thing about having a worldwide community is that you have this diversity of coaches and hackers. So I think like regardless your nation or your accent, the cool thing is that you're meeting really interesting people from all around the world. So an interesting thing is that just today I just learned what Purim Puji is, I think it's called, or Puji Purin. Just let me double check that. Puji. It's called Parampuji. Purampoli. Purampoli. I think it's an Indian bread, and it looks really near like a tortilla that we have here in Mexico. So I discovered that, and it sounds real amazing.
Yes, that sounds delicious right before lunch. Someone's asking how many people are doing Global Hack Week. I don't know offhand, and I think they're still calculating the numbers for this Global Hack Week. Correct me if I'm wrong, David. You know something else? But yeah.
Yeah. So I know that the official number um, is mentioned at the end of Global Hack Week of how many
Mhm.
hackers participated, because like you you stop counting when Global Hack Week finishes. So if someone joins at the end of Global Hack Week, that hacker still participated on the Global Hack Week, you know. So I think we will know the official number at the end of the week.
Yes. I think because like the nature of Global Hack Week, there's stuff going on every day, and you don't need to participate the entire week. Like the numbers are always changing.
Okay,
Uh,
so someone is asking for our LinkedIn. Two persons are asking for our LinkedIn's. So wow, we became LinkedIn famous.
yes. Um, I'll find my link. Just a note: if you're gonna send me a connection request, be sure to like put in the little like chat box that you're from Global Hack Week. I don't just accept random connection requests. So that way, I'll know where you're from.
To be honest, I don't really quite use a lot of Twitter, but I don't know about you, Gabriela.
I don't really use Twitter either. So
Mm, okay, so we have I'm a beginner at high school students. So what hackathons should I attend? I'm interested in web admin development. So I think there are a lot of hackathons, and it depends a lot on
mhm.
where are you studying, where do you live, and things like that. But if you want a community for high school students and that still make hackathons or attend hackathons, I think there's this organization called Hack Club that helps a lot of high school students. So if you want to join them, you can do it. And if not, you can watch like the full schedule of hackathons of this year at the mlh.io/hackathons or events. I don't know, to be honest. I think it was slash events.
Yes, I can pull up the link real quick. Yes. So it's mlh.io/season/2024/events. And I'll send that
Okay,
in the chat.
almost got it.
There's a lot of links to remember. Kind of building on what David said, I think that the first, like the hackathons that MLH runs is a great way for you to get involved in hackathons and learning. They're like very beginner friendly. And it's not just focused on high school students, but you're able to attend if you are a high schooler. I know sometimes it can be difficult to find in person events or events near you while you're still in high school. So I think that's a cool way to kind of get involved in the hackathon scene as a high schooler.
Yeah. Just searching if we missed something. Okay, so Thingbird says, "Oh, hi, Kim." So Kim says, "Okay, Twitch is not working great for me. I'll have to watch the stream from YouTube." Both of them are really good. Like, use the one you preferred. I I think that YouTube was like became really
Mhm.
trendy like these days because I think YouTube activated something versus
Mhm.
the ad blockers and or something like that.
Yes, I think like that's the case. I also know that like Twitch makes me log in every time I access like it on the browser. So YouTube's already logged in for me. So I'll always just go to YouTube because I'm able to just like access the stream right away.
Okay, so we have a question from Sunny. How do you guys become MLH coach? I also want to get into. Super cool to be part of the MLH.
Yes, awesome. I can answer, I guess, like my story of how I like got involved with MLH. I attended a bunch of hackathons like in 2020 when like digitally after like everything essentially went online. I think I was attending like one a week at one point. And then after that, I got involved with organizing them. I organized about 3 events I was a part of. And after I organized Tech Together Chicago, I got connected with some more people at MLH. And then I applied and interviewed for the coach position, and it's kind of been history ever since. I've been going to hackathons and streaming here. It's been an absolute blast.
In my case, I met Alberto, another MLH coach from Mexico, and Alberto really made. We say it here in Mexico like he made to me coco wash. So coco wash is like he washed my head with becoming an MLH coach, and here I am. That's my
Awesome.
story.
Glad to see.
So again, we have another question from Great Gupta. I am from Delhi, India, and because I am high school student, I find it difficult to manage my time and attend all the events. So, is there any way you can attend of for 1 up to 2 hours daily? Interesting question. So I
I
think it depends a lot now, like on what you want to do or what are your priorities or what do you want, like what helps you the most, what do you
Mhm.
enjoy the most? I think like, hey, do you enjoy being with your friends at high school, like meeting all your professors and things like that, or do you really have a good time joining the events? And well, that's a really interesting to me because
Mhm.
if you want to attend to 1 to 2 hours daily, that means that there are a lot of events on daily right now, right? Like Bailey Daisies events. So that sounds amazing.
Yes, for sure. And I think that I guess like specifically with like global hack week events, I think like you can attend like an hour or 2 hours, kind of fit that into your schedule that way. And also with them being like recorded, if like you want to go back because you like have like homework or like you want to hang out with friends or family, you're able to go back and like watch those later.
So I think do you think you can answer this one? Like, what are the
Mhm.
benefits of being a coach?
Yes, I think the benefits of being a coach are kind of a lot of like benefits because it's such a cool program. I think my favorite aspect of being a coach is just getting to meet so many cool people working on like different technologies. I use like one of the demo videos the hackers like did this past weekend at a hackathon I was at in my like presentation today because it was so applicable to like what I was talking about. Um, and I also got to meet like so many people like working on just like cool technologies, like working in like jobs and fields like I hadn't heard of before. I met someone who was working on like the developer experience platform at a company, and like the way he was describing his job was like really interesting to me. So like I think that's my favorite part, just meeting a ton of cool people and getting to have great conversations.
Yeah, like also meeting
Mhm,
like stories from coaches and things like that. For example,
mhm,
Alberto talks a lot about I think it's Jackie from Canada
mhm,
or UK. I don't
mhm,
remember where she was, but Jackie came to Mexico to hackathon in Ensenada, I think it's called,
mhm,
and like he talks a lot about like every coach has his post hackathon traditions or something things like that. Like all the coaches
mhm,
post hackathons do a
mhm.
traditional thing like going to a party or just go to the hotel and sleep like 24 hours or things like that.
Yes, for sure. I think like everyone like does it. Like all the coaches, like I guess like work in the program in like such different ways, and it's cool to see like what like how
Yeah.
everyone like kind of like adds their own like unique flair to the events they're working.
Okay, so we have okay, thank you so much, Kim. So uh Saraya and Chico Show asked what is DOS, and I think Kim just answered that.
Yes.
Denial service is an attack that causes service to go offline, basically. Thank you so much, Kim, for that.
I love to see y'all answering each other's questions in the chat. It's
Yeah,
really good to
like
see.
hackers are really cool. So how do you guys keep updates of all the cool tech and how you can young developers like me, like you, like I think you're like overestimating us. Like I think we're just normal persons. We are not like the best persons in the world. But yeah, so for me, to be honest, it is really hard to keep like up to date with all the updates that you have. Like for example, on AI, machine learning, and things like that. It is really hard, but there are a lot of newsletter that you can subscribe to. Also, there's this cool extension from Google Chrome, Opera, and Edge that you can download. It's called daily.dev. I'm going to type it like daily.dev that you can download, and basically it's a news feeds that you can just install in your computer, and every time you open a new tab in your browser you're going to see like a personalized or customized feed of news that you can just search on your favorite topics on JavaScript, machine learning, large language models, and things like that.
Yes. I think, like, by being, like, here this week is, like, a great way to keep up with, I don't know, like, new technology. But also I think, like, part of it, like, in addition to, like, I guess, like, reading, like, the newsletters, and different, like, things like that is just, like, know, like, you're never gonna know everything because like, there's just, like, so much to know. And I think, like, it's, like, kind of useful to find, like, a few areas of interest that, like, you are, like, the most passionate about or, like, just, like, find yourself, like, the most interested in, like, you can fall down, like, a rabbit hole and kind of, like, stay up to date on those, and, like, you can, of course, like, have some knowledge on the other areas, and, like, it's good to have, like, a broad amount of knowledge, but I think, like, having some sort of depth and, like, consistency is kind of, like, a good way to, like, make it, like, less overwhelming because there's so much happening, I feel like, at any given time.
Yeah, also I think hackathons helps you a lot, like to
Mhm.
get into some new topics. Like for
Mhm.
example, on my last hackathon, I learned a lot about large language models. I didn't know anything about it, and in 24 hours, I felt like, oh my god, I have superpowers now. I can do anything with LLMs and things like that. So if you want to learn new things, just get into a hackathon. This week we're going to have a hackathon to start on Friday and Sunday. So you can use hackathons to learn a lot of things with your friends, having fun while eating some cookies, food, and pizza. So I don't know. That sounds like a good deal for me.
Yes, that sounds like a great weekend.
Okay, so there's another question from Sunny. So Sunny says, I want to get into open source, but it is always very hard to find well-suited project to contribute to. Any suggestions regarding that? Hmm.
I know there's a list of open source projects that was shared in the Today in Global Hack Week, I think on day 2, not yesterday, but the day before. That might be a good way to kind of like look through everything. on that like that sort of list and like find something like meets your interest, I will try and find it. But if I can't find it, I guess like in like a minute or so, I'll just like share it in the Discord after today's global
Yeah.
hack week.
Also, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about this later. Exactly that question about how to find good first issues, about how to start, in open source contributing and things like that. But making some spoilers of that workshop, um, for me is about like think about how to like the main question is how do I pick my first open source project to contribute to. So my first recommendation would be start small. So the best way to ease yourself into open source is just to start with a small, relatively simple contributions and work your day or your way to toward bigger ones like over time. Like start really small with just changing the color of a div or a button or something like that into making a full migration to a new technology or something like that, right? Also, if you have projects or like think about the projects that you already use on your daily basis, like if you like a lot to make front-end applications with Next.js or any kind of library that you really like to use, I don't know, maybe an icons library or a library that helps you to build things like carousels or things like that on React. So you can contribute them. Um, and also think about like what have been catching your attention lately. So if you have any topic that is catching your attention, are you and your friends real passionate about something? Do you want to solve a problem that your community have you really got into any specific technology or framework? I think like those topics can help you, or like those questions can help you to just start from somewhere. Like I don't know. I know that there's this global community called EddieHop that can help you to get into some projects from the community, and if you really like being in that community, that can help you a lot. Also, like if someone of you have like uh, projects right now, like if any of the hackers want to contribute or are creating a project, I think you can share that project on the Global Hack Week chat on our Discord. That would be awesome. And you can just start making some issues, good first issues, and that would be that would be awesome.
For sure. I think just like kind of like getting started and like experimenting is like another way to like find like what's like well suited to you. Because like with like the nature of open source, there's no like you don't like you're not like obligated or like making like a long-term commitment to like this one open source project. If you like make like I don't know, like one contribution, you decide I'm not too interested in this, I want to go try like something else and like a different tech stack, you're able to do that and kind of like experiment and see like what like really catches your interest and like you're able to gain experience like while you're kind of testing out and seeing like what fits you the best.
Totally. Uh, oh, 404 use game. Okay, so 404 needs to leave. Okay,
Yes.
so 404 says, okay, I do need to leave again. I actually did not have completing that essay. I really screwed. Probably not, but I still don't regret it. Thank you so much for being here, 404, and best of the lucks with your
Yeah.
essay.
We hope you get some sleep and a good grade on your essay.
Okay, so there. Oh, okay, thank you so much, MMJS. So you can also refer to GSOC website. They have a bunch of projects sorted by technology. Yeah, totally. Like if you want to contribute to some big open source projects, you can go to Google Summer of Code and find something that you have there. Also, I think you can search for it. It was called Octo something. I forgot the name of this program of open source project. It's like the Google Summer of Code, but from GitHub. Octane ships. Oh, it's Octane ships. You can just type Octane ships on Google and totally 100% sure you're going to find cool projects, open source projects that you can watch there and just contribute there. And even if you are contributing, like keep contributing, you can apply to the internships and get paid while contributing to open source. Okay, so as a hacker, so just blah blah blah. I don't know if there is this is related to a question or someone just mentioned anything about a hackathon.
I think when you were talking about like hackathons would like stay up to date, maybe. I think
Okay,
the one you were like referencing like sounded like an in-person hackathon, but I think you can like kind of get like a similar experience at online hackathons if you don't have any in
yeah,
person.
yeah. I think you can have it is totally. I think it is really different, like participating online and in person, but depends on you. Like, if do you want to make the full experience at your home? Like, do you want to buy pizza, to buy cookies and Monster coffee and things like that? I think you can have the same experience and also gather your friends at your room and like do the same experience. Uh, but yeah, totally. Like if you want, if you don't have any hackathon near you, you can participate online and make a tradition of each week participate in an online hackathon. That would be it. And yeah, I think that is the answer. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the hub, Eddie Hub. You can just type Eddie Hub um, in your browser. So, but if not, let me just share here. I think it's that one. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, also Sony just sent her portfolio. So if you want to see the Sony portfolio, there you go. Thank you so much for to sharing your portfolio. And
How
do you think
can
you
one,
can answer this one?
yeah, yes. How can one effectively navigate and approach a large code base when exploring an organization's GitHub repository without feeling overwhelmed? I think it's kind of just like breaking it down into like smaller pieces and like just kind of like viewing it that way because it definitely can be like really overwhelming if you're viewing like a massive GitHub like with like I don't know like oh like years of contributions like lots of branches. But just kind of like looking at certain pieces and like features you want to like understand and like looking at those features. Also, I think that if you're able to download it locally, that's another great way to like learn how to use it because you're able to like break and fix things like kind of like locally in like a low like stakes environment as well.
Also, if if you are running into a problem where maybe downloading a big code base could be a problem for your computer because of hardware or your internet or something like that, you can use GitHub Code Spaces for just downloading the project on your browser and keep contributing and keep exploring like the whole code base.
Yes.
Uh, so thank you guys. Blah, 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 blah. And think there is no other questions right now. Let me see if I missed something. Uh, think I'm missing what blah blah blah. No, no. Oh, thank you so much, Skitty. To be honest, I haven't changed that picture since 5 years ago. So, or no, like 3 years ago, I think. But yeah, uh, I have never go into Italy. I really do want to. Like I'm a really big fan of Italian cuisine. Pasta is my favorite thing in the world. Like if I can eat something, if I could eat something for the rest of my life, that would be pasta, like Alfredo pasta or like bolognese pasta and things like that.
Yes.
Like I do love like penne and like ravioli and all every kind of pasta like is a good pasta.
Yes. I love pasta too. I also love chicken spadini, which is like very garlicky
Oh,
chicken.
I'm really hungry though.
Me too. Yeah, I've never been to Mexico or Italy, so I can't really tell you cool things about either.
Well, I'm from
Yes.
Mexico though, but I'm not from Italy. Uh, we have another. So the GitHub Developer Experience Challenge, I'm not 100% sure, but I think if you search Student Developer Pack and on the Student Developer Pack, I think we have the that experience that you say, developer what? Developer Experience Challenge? Developer Experience? Well, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure. Is that a challenge that you have? Like, is that a challenge that we currently have on our Global Hack Week? Or oh, okay. So you mean about the any of the experiences that are in the developer student developer pack? Or can you just explain a little bit? I think I'm a little bit. I think I do get it. Okay, so there's a challenge. Then let me go into globalhighweek.mlh.io and search for that because I think there are a lot of people asking for that. So we have challenges. Okay, challenges, and also we have developer experience over. Learn more. GitHub open source GitHub. Okay, so we have best developer experience contribution on GitHub. At GitHub, we understand the power of community, collaboration, and the magic that happens when blah 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 blah. Okay, so in this challenge, we're focusing on someone close to home, enhancing GitHub repositories. They dive into READMEs, optimize repository structures, or supercharge workflows with GitHub Actions. Your mission is to elevate the. Okay, got it. Okay, so the challenge wants you to go to any repository that you want, like your favorite repo or anything like that you have, and make just a developer experience enhance. Like when we're talking developer experience, is something that helps developers to make their workflow to contributing to open source or to a repository really easy. Like learning GitHub Actions to create tests for any new pull requests or things like that. So you can just search for uh, GitHub Actions and learn about CI and CD. And that would be for me. I think I will start by just learning what CI/CD is, then learn how to use GitHub Actions, and then go to your favorite repo and or a repo that you really want to contribute, and see if there are automated GitHub Actions, and if not, make a GitHub action. But again, it's just a developer experience enhanced. It is not necessarily a GitHub action. Also, if you're contributing to a project that is really cool but the README just says like this is a cool project and doesn't explain like what the project is about. Uh, that would be really awesome to enhance. Or if the project the structure is like really bad or something like that, enhancing that, creating commit templates and things like that will be awesome. And yes, I do have I do have blue switches, and yeah, I know like it is real. My keyboard is loud. Like when I'm typing, like if you go to the kitchen, like you're going to keep hearing like it sounds like thunders.
Yes.
Uh,
In the developer experience challenge, what if what I did was update a README, adding some features and screenshots? Is this acceptable? I think that's like a slight developer experience enhancement. You'd have to double check with like what it says on the website. I haven't read up it fully myself, but I think like in some like projects like where there isn't a lot of documentation, I think like enhancing that would be like definitely a developer experience improvement.
yeah, the criteria says the contribution is made to a public repository not owned by the contributor. The contribution falls into one of the following categories: GitHub repository README, GitHub repository structure and community profile, GitHub issue and pull request templates, GitHub actions that improve or implement project maintenance, or non contribution, either way, designing or documentation. So again, if you look at well, let me share with you some slides that you can just grab them and watch. um, so here I made some slides for contributing to the documentation. So if you want to watch them, you can just grab them. And if you really want to contribute to documentation, watch those slides. Uh, they have all the information that you need for starting contributing to documentation. And you can, like, even you have a checklist of things that you should do before contributing, like, hey, does my project have really up-to-date documentation, like is it searchable and accessible and things like that. But yeah, you can search it all. Can you share what you're reading, please? Yeah, just let me get it here. And again, sorry if my keyboard is just destroying your ears. Hmm. Okay, so there's a lot. Another. Okay, yeah. I think we covered that. We covered that. And yeah, if you have any other questions, just let us know, and we can answer them. I'm not getting any email about progress in MLH. So do you think you can just comment that on the GitHub in GitHub on the Global
Discord.
Hack Week Discord? I think one of the coaches can take that and make a follow up with you. And
Yes.
yeah, just make a comment
Mhm.
on the Discord open source channel.
Yes. And just making sure that like the email you have registered for Global Hack Week and your email like and like MLH's internal system kind of like match up. Because I know sometimes that's an issue, but
I got the keyword. Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, it's a really old keyboard. Like it has almost 4 or 5 years and it's still living on.
yes. Have a lot
Oh,
of
thanks to you, Skitty. Thank you so much for everyone for being here. Like, just for keeping up and just sending a comment to catch up, or just talk about like anything. Like, I know that we have like this is a space for question and answers about Global Hack Week, but if you want to talk about like anything about food, about series, movies, or anything like that, just send a message about which movie you are watching, which series, manga, anime have you been into. Like, this is the first space for you. Just keep cool, keep it cool. Okay,
yes.
so let me search if we are missing something.
Love, love some more MLH love. Love to see it. um,
Um,
Someone said I have contributed to a documentation in Free Code Camp and sent a screenshot of my PR, but didn't get any email about its completion. I guess I'm curious, one, like how long ago you submitted your screenshot. Um, because like sometimes there's like a little bit like a delay on like the completion, but yeah, you would like additionally like if you like it's been like a while, you could either ask a question in the Discord and we can get someone to help you with that, or also you can submit a ticket.
totally. Thanks to you for being here, Audrey. So Radha. Oh my god, I'm so bad pronouncing names. I think it's Shradha. Okay, Shradha. Oh my god, I adore mangas. I do adore them too. I was reading Jujutsu Kaisen, or yeah, I was reading Jujutsu Kaisen. I also read it. I think it's called Vinland Saga or something like that. But those are my favorite two current mangas that I'm reading. And oof, Chef Kiss, like it is really good. Um, I have contributed to documentation in Free Code Camp. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry for that. Again, if you have any questions, if you have any topics that you want to talk about, like just send them.
But a big thank you to everyone for coming out to this today in Global Hack Week. It's been great talking with everyone. I love seeing so many people in the chat asking questions and answering one another's questions too. I would love to see it.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I was just going to say, like, I was going to say that I wasn't going to ask you, Gabriela. So you already went to New York? It's like you already was been there?
Yes. So I like had gone there and then I was just like I was going back for work and my I don't know like my dad like always has like little like I don't know like weird like niche documentaries. He's like before I leave, he's like I have something to show you and it's just like 45 minutes about like the history of rats in New York City. It was just very funny to me.
But how long did you take into, like, did you see a rat on New York or rats? And if you did, how long did it take you to see to see them?
I guess like it depends. Like in the subway, like it's like relatively common, but like on the street, I feel like it isn't as common if you're like it's like not like at night or like you're like by like a lot of trash. But one time my mom was in the park and she had this like rat like scurry across her foot and it freaked her out.
Oh my God.
But yeah,
Like, I
no.
know that you have some floods, I think, like on the past months, and I just watched some news um about some blocks on New York that were like uh they were hunting like rats. That there
Oh
was
yeah.
this news about a person hunting rats because they became like
Mhm.
the size of an alligator or something like that.
Yes, that was part of the documentary. They had it was this group in Brooklyn and they like had like they would bring their dogs together to like hunt the rats like at night. They called it like the I don't know, like the rat watchers or something and they're like I don't know, like kill the rats in the local area.
The rat watchers. Sounds like a Batman name, or like a Batman group name or something like that.
Yeah, and like
Uh,
it was so funny because like it's a useful service to like control the rat population, but it was just like so funny. We're the rat watchers.
yeah, yeah. I saw the like an old woman like screaming like we don't want rats in New York or something like that, and and then like they showed on the subway like a really fat rat that was the size of three shoes or something like that.
Yeah.
Like how are the rats just evolving into alligators like currently, like why? And also like I have some friends that have go to New York, and they told me like it is much more common to see, for example, rats on the subway are like you can see like from 10 to 20 rats a day,
Mhm.
that than someone really popular, because like New
Mhm.
York is a big city, and it is really probably like you have a lot of probabilities to, I don't know, to see Taylor Swift or
Yes.
a really famous person.
Mhm. For sure. Yeah, and I think that, like also it's because like just because of it got like a little bit worse like in the pandemic because of like the like to go containers everywhere. They would have like the rats would be able to have like more food essentially, like the water. Because like once like those things are like controlled like in areas like where like rats are able to access them, like then like the population like goes down. But if there's like more readily accessible like food and water, then like the rat population grows as well as the size of the rats.
Oh, so I think you can answer this question.
I think it is pretty expensive. I haven't like actually lived there. I've just like spent like I don't know a few months at a time. So it's like pretty expensive. But I was I don't know working at internships. It was like okay, but it is like one of the most expensive cities in the world.
Wow. So, like, what are the things that you like about New York? Like, if you like, would you live your whole life on New York, or like, would you move on to another state?
Um, that's like a good question. I'm like not totally sure because I love I don't know like the walkability and there's like a million things to do. There's also like a lot of other places I love. It's like a good question. I feel like I don't know. Like after graduation, I'll probably figure it out. Yeah.
Awesome. Speaking of rats, there's a collection of Wes Anderson directed shorts on Netflix for some of Roald Dahl's short stories. One is called The Rat Catcher. Oh my god, The Rat Catcher.
Yes. Just like
Uh, okay, so there's a question. If I contribute to any other open source and submitted challenge to okay. Uh, so you mean if you contributed to any open source repository and you made any of the developer experience contributions that the page says there, I think you will be participating, but I don't know if like it will be in like immediately. I think this is like a prize that is going to be announced at the end of Global Hack Week. So just be patient, and I think you'll be like if you make your contributions, just upload them, and maybe you have some news about your contributions at the end of Global Hack Week.
yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, the great group there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Giddy. Malaysia, we have more Malaysia love.
Love to see it.
I have never watched cricket. Have you watched cricket?
I have not.
I I know that it is really popular in India and some parts in Asia, but if to be honest, I also know that a lot of persons play it on England. But to be honest, I don't know how cricket works, to be honest. But I would love to get into some cricket fan and to explain it to me. Like, sounds really interesting, and I know that there are some hardcore fans of cricket, like really hardcore.
Yes.
So that's impossible in India. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it sounds like a really popular thing on India. Mm, okay, so if
Just watch cricket. It's amazing.
okay, get it. I will watch it. Here
Yes.
in Mexico, like the equivalent to cricket, fanatism is is like soccer football.
Mhm.
Like like any Mexican that you meet, probably will. There's a big statistic that probably that person played football on his life, like soccer on his
Mhm.
life, like when they were like childrens or on the teenage phase or something like that. Like a really common thing is like all Mexican fathers have like played football, and everyone has a story that he had an accident on football, and if not, they probably will be playing at the Champions League or will be playing in Real Madrid and Barcelona or things like that.
Yes. Every single dad in the country should have been a pro footballer.
Yeah, yeah, every single day. So my friends get shocked when I tell them that I don't know anything. Yeah, I know. Like I don't know anything about cricket either. World Cup is going on too. Oh wow, cricket World Cup, awesome. Uh, I know. Oh, okay, yeah. Like you know how to play, but if anyone tells you about, hey, do you watch the match yesterday? Like, oh my God, what's the biggest match? Yeah, happens here with soccer. Like, do you watch the classic match, like this rivalry on the country? Like, no, I don't watch the soccer. Sorry. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Just want to meet people like you in person. Just amazing. Yeah, thank you so much, Gupta. Uh, other things you blah, blah,
Other
blah.
things besides coding?
I really like to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I have
Mhm.
a group with my friends where we play weekly our
Mhm.
Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Like if you have ever watched Stranger Things, like that the scene where they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, that's exactly what we do weekly.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Lately, I've been like
Yeah.
pretty into rug tufting. If you can see in the background, the smiley face and little like blue squares, I made those with like yarn. And I'm making a Kermit the Frog one right now. It looks a little scary, but it's pretty fun.
How long does it take to make
Like
those?
it depends on like how like complex the design is and like how big it is. But these like both took me about like 4 hours maybe. But I like put on like a movie or something in the background, so it's not just like me like I don't know like hunched over like the like yarn like punching a bunch of holes into um the like fabric essentially.
For example, do you know what is Kirby? Like this pink ball?
For like the yarn, I don't always carry that. It's like, I don't know, a little bit big for like to carry it around. I did that more like when I would do like knitting, but this because like there's a big frame that like there's like it's
Mhm.
like this fabric called monk's cloth that has like holes that like you poke into it a little bit easier, and it actually holds the yarn well. But it's just like kind of a big frame to carry around my backpack, so it's just like a home
Okay,
activity essentially.
it's awesome. Okay, so yeah, like the sides of the world like watch a lot about basketball and football. Like here in Mexico, basketball is not that popular. Like 100% sure. Like if you ask someone about a soccer team, like everyone is going to know it. But if you ask about football, like NFL or NBA and things like that, is not that popular. A lot of people watch
Mhm.
them, but I think even Formula One is like most popular. It's like bigger here in Mexico than NBA or NFL because we have a really popular pilot of Formula One called Checo Perez. So people is going crazy for Formula One here in Mexico. And Dungeons and Dragons, basically, it's like a role game. The first time you see how it works, it sounds really weird, and it is weird. You need to use a lot of your imagination, but basically, you have roles like you can be a bard, you can be um, an archer and anything like that. But you make your own character, you make their own abilities and things like that. So it is weird. It has a lot of rules, but yeah. There's the dragons, blah blah blah. The same make clothes that had yeah to play them. Yeah, I know. Like I'm so like I'm your fan, Gabriela. Like I really want to make my own clouds.
It's a lot of fun, but it's like I don't know, like at the beginning and like when you're like designing a new piece, it's like I don't know, like a little challenging. You're trying to figure out like all the pieces that go into it.
Yeah, and finally Messi and Ronaldo, see. And I think we need to go. We have
Yeah.
just 1 minute and there's another stream left. So thank you so much for everyone for being here. We'll see you later. And don't forget to register into this activity. And I think that will be all.
Yes. See y'all later. Thanks for coming out.
See ya.